You said that
Ready?
with some determination.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Are you ready, Jess?
Whenever you're ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Hello guys, we are outside the arena here just before the jury show for tonight's grand final of Eurovision 2025, and we are talking arguably the thing that people care about the most, but potentially the most pointless thing also in Eurovision, that is odds.
Unless you're betting.
Unless you're betting. Betting, they're quite important. But for general things, odds, less so. But we're going to discuss them now anyway. So specifically, the top 5 in the odds, because I'd say out of the list, those 5, they're the ones that we're talking about potentially for winner contention. Starting off with number 5, one that actually just moved in to the top 5 after last night. It's someone in the odds that we felt rising. They're rising, coming up. I tried to do the pun, it didn't work. Finland. Jess, please take over and speak about Finland.
Yes, Finland. Okay, yes, I would love to talk about Finland. Do you know what? Why are they only 5th though? Why are they not like 1st or 2nd is my question. I mean, in my opinion, I think Finland's winning the whole of Eurovision 2025.
Oh, really?
I think she's won the semi-final. Every time I've watched her performance in the arena or like on the TV, I just get winner vibes.
Yeah.
It's just, how can you top this? How can you beat this? So I thought she would have been higher in the odds.
Potentially. And apologies for Finland, depending on their result, after Jess has claimed that she will be winning the contest. You don't have a good track record by saying countries beginning with F winning the contest.
Yeah, anyway, moving on.
Tommy, Finland?
Yeah, I actually agree. It should be higher. 4% chance of winning? I don't think so. I think it's much higher. And yeah, I mean, everybody's saying it, winner vibes, like the same feeling you got when you watched Måneskin. Like, it's just undeniable. This is world class. Even in Eurovision, outside Eurovision, put it on any stage and it's like, this is top class, world class. Charisma, star quality, good music, good vocals, good presentation. It's the Erika show.
Yeah.
Watching semi-final too, it was the Erika concert.
And all the other acts were her, like, warm-up acts, just supporting her.
She even had her own cheese section in the show herself. It was it was fantastic. I think for me, this is a fantastic show, and I can understand why it's top 5 in the odds. I suppose the hesitancy of being any higher is when you look at juries and televotes. Jury, it's probably not going to be that as high as some other songs in the jury potentially, and I think televote it's probably going to do very well on televote. I expect it to do well.
100%.
There's at least 2 songs I see potentially doing better, definitely one. So I think when you factor all that in, it would have to be like a Duncan Lawrence style win where it doesn't win
I
either
think
jury.
regardless it will be that. No?
Potentially, I guess. I can see a scenario where either the televote or the jury winner wins overall.
Okay.
But coming up, that's for future songs potentially. On to the 4th most likely song, and this one potentially has been hanging around the top 4, the top 3 ever since it's been released. Qualified for the final and semi-final 1. We go to Netherlands with Claude and C'est la vie. Tommy, coming on to you first. 4th for the Netherlands in the odds.
Yeah, I don't really see it, to be honest. I don't know why they're there. Maybe it's just like the odds emerge and then some countries just stay there because nothing has changed, but I don't think they have more chance than Finland. And for example, Switzerland is down 8th, I think.
8th, I think, yeah.
8th. They should be 4th. They were more likely than Netherlands, I think. So I don't see it, to be honest.
Jess, over to you.
Yeah, sadly, I'm joining the negative party, I guess you could call it. I love the song, I love Claude, I love the staging, but I don't understand why it's as high as 4th place. When there are other songs, like Tommy mentioned, like Switzerland, for example, that some people are considering to be a winner. I just don't get where this is coming from with the Netherlands. Like, no hate, but it's just confusing.
Jess don't feel hate, do. She just feels sorry. But I mean, I personally love the staging and everything around it. I might be in the minority there, but there was something simple about the lighting effects and everything like that. I'm with you, though, I think, Tommy. I think it's a case of Netherlands was high in the odds initially before the show, and maybe not enough has happened to damper their chances too much, I suppose. I think it's been moving up and down in recent days. It was a 1.3, I believe, in the odds before semi-final 2 happened.
I think probably other countries moved around it, and it just stayed there.
Possibly, very possibly. I mean, at the end of the day, this does not mean, these odds do not say that they are going to finish in 4th place, for example. Like, it's just 4th most likely. Who knows? I think this will get massive jury appeal. I see the Claude getting in this. Funnily enough, the 2 songs we've just discussed are back-to-back in the running order, Netherlands and Finland, with 12 and 13. Probably doesn't benefit Netherlands that much, especially with the televote. But we'll have to see. I personally hope Netherlands at least gets top 10 and can push a little bit higher. it's one of those where I don't know, especially with
Yeah.
Televote. I don't know
Yeah.
how that will get on. Anyway, coming on to the top 3 now, and I think these are definitely the heavy hitters of this selection. Up first, we go to France with Luan and Mamo, the last song revealed tonight, and the only one of the automatic qualifiers in this top 5. Tommy, France, obviously one of the favourites. I think there's a bit of a jump in the percentages between Netherlands and France. Yes, 10% for France, 5% for Netherlands. Do you think that's warranted? Do you see France in that conversation?
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's got all the elements. The staging is unique and impressive. Great performer, great stage presence, great voice. Song is fantastic, emotional connection. Even though it's in French, you understand exactly what it's saying. My worry watching it was, is it overproduced? Like, there's no spontaneity or vulnerability. It's very... I wonder if it's overproduced compared to Switzerland, where it feels very natural and organic. What do people go for more? I don't know. So I think that's the only risk to it. But third most likely to win, yeah, I reckon so.
Yeah, we'll find out now, I suppose, between France and Switzerland tomorrow night, or even tonight with the jury show. Well, we'll find out tomorrow regardless. But Jess, France, your thoughts on them being third in the odds?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything Tommy said. She does have a great performance. It's a great song. Does feel a bit choreographed at times, I would say. But regardless, this is going to be very well with the juries, I think. Yes. Maybe potential jury winner, or at least top 3 with the juries. Televote maybe won't be as high, but I think we can still count France in as a contender to win. So I totally get them being third in the odds.
I would completely agree on that in terms of the song quality and its jury potential. At the end of the day, this could be, whether this will be another year where just one song in the jury just soars ahead of everyone else, we don't know. I think there's a few jury contenders for that, but then again, we thought this last year, and still Nemo with the code soared ahead of everyone else. I think my main issue with France is not the choreography. It's more the fact that I think before the last minutes, I don't know if enough happens. I love the mirror spot, but I mean, she puts her hand under the sand with the camera panning around twice. You know, that it's a repeated thing that happens. So I don't know if enough happens in the first minutes to hook people. The last bit, spectacular. Love the last bit. But yeah, you need to be memorable throughout, and I'm not sure if France is at this point. But it does have a good running on the slot in terms of performing quite late, at number 24. And Slaman obviously did come fourth himself 23. Last year. With no, France is 24. Ah. Yeah. Sorry. And then Slaman, of course, came fourth last year with a really good stage package as well. Yeah. Some people have argued Luan's song is better, so by that logic, it definitely should be in the conversation. There's a world France wins. Yeah. Absolutely, I agree. Coming on...
I think Slaman had better televote appeal, perhaps.
Possibly, yeah, I can see that, especially with the staging, just more things happening in there. I guess we'll find out later on. Second in the odds, and 21%, so again a bit more of a jump here. We go to a country that has not won since 2014. It is Austria. JJ, Wasted Love. Jess, coming to you first on this, second in the odds.
I mean, it was obvious it was going to be very high up in the odds anyway. He's been a favourite, I think, since the song was even released way back. He's bringing a very different staging to what we see this year, and for the viewers watching at home, it's completely black and white, which obviously all the others are on colour. It's providing, and also the song is like opera. It's very different to anything we have this year as well, so they're going to stand out. They're going to get those jury points. Juries are going to appreciate the song, the artistry, the voice. Televoters maybe not as much, but still a contender to win.
Absolutely. Tommy, over to you on JJ, Austria.
Yeah, I mean, it's a piece of visual art, really. It's a masterpiece. It's so beautiful. It could be I guess a short film or something, Yes. It's so conceptual. I wonder, though, does it work against it that it takes you out of Eurovision? Sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. When you're taken away from the event and into this fake world. For example, Leslie Roy, although I'm not comparing them. I'm not comparing them for a minute. But yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. The biggest variable for me is how will the public, the jury, okay, no problem. How will the televote react to it being almost fully in opera? I know Nemo had opera, but more pop rap, but he also had rap, and a lot of it was in a lower octave. But this continuous opera style and high octave, I don't know if everybody in the public, whether it'll have wide enough appeal.
Yeah, I mean, I agree on the...
Not that it's not going to do well. I mean, it will do well.
Yes.
But to get it to the first point.
Yeah, to first. Absolutely, absolutely. I think in some other examples in terms of like the taking out of the world, you can picture like Ole Alexander last year with Dizzy, and also Benjamin Ingrosso in 2018 for some like final examples and ones that didn't do well with the televote necessarily, especially Ollie. But with Austria, jury, absolutely. There's no question with jury. The vocals are fantastic. The cinematography is amazing. Sergio Hyen at his best work once again, along great sequel to Bambi from last year, I have to say. Let's ignore Theo Evan. Yeah, I think the problem is with the televote here because, first of all, I think from the off, it's not the most televote friendly song, just looking at the list of them. Like, we're probably going to talk about another one that's definitely more televote friendly in a sec. But also, yeah, you mentioned about fairly ballady throughout, all opera, whereas Nemo was more diverse. So it might not work. And also, yeah, the black and white could take them out. People just might not get it. I think another factor is, out of the favourites, this is the earliest to perform in the final, which could work in its favour because it's the first like wow moment that people see, and especially with voting starting from the start, you know, they could just immediately pick up their phone, or it could work against them if people wait and see the likes of Finland, France, another country we're going to say in a sec. So it'll be a fascinating one. I'd love to see Austria win. I think it'd be a fantastic winner. And also for me, out of the favourites, I haven't been to Vienna or Austria in general, so that'd be nice to go there. It's good to see a country like Austria back up there, though. It's been a while since they've been up there, since like 2018 was the last time they were in the top 10, I believe. Yeah. Anyway, on to the favourite.
Can I just say about Austria? I would love to see it in colour. Just once. I just want to see how it looks in colour. Would it be better or not?
I mean, you'll technically see it tonight in the jury show because unless you're going to wear some glasses. No, but I do get what you mean. Coming on to the odds-on favourite, and a country that, if they were to win, would then break the record for the most Eurovision victories in Eurovision history. Sorry about that, Tommy. It is Sweden with Kai Balabalabastu, with like 42%, pretty much double of what JJ has. Jess, Sweden, is it that obvious that they are going to win potentially? Because they are miles ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could say it's obvious that they are a potential televote winner, and they could easily top the televote without a doubt. Some people worry about the juries, but you have to remember they were second in the juries in Melfest, just a few points behind the winner of the jury. So I think that proves they have jury appeal. So if they could top the televote and then have at least a third or fourth, maybe even fifth with the juries, they could still potentially win if their televote's high enough. So I think it's still realistically possible that we could be going to Sweden next year.
Very possible. We haven't been so long, honestly. Right? It's been ages. I don't think we'll go Malmo next year somehow, though. But Tommy, it's always one of those with the televote. It feels like we have this question every year the last few years with Kalia, with Baby Lasagna, where we know that they're going to do well with the televote, but just the question mark with the jury. Are you with Jess here and you think they will do enough with the jury?
I don't know, to be honest, because is a Melfest jury the same as Eurovision jury? I don't know. I mean, theoretically, they should do the same, but I think the jury's attention is more divided in this Eurovision final lineup, and also I think the televote's attention is more divided. I don't think they'll get the concentration that people think. Not to say that they may not win the televote, but the lead might not be that great, you know? Or, anyway.
Potentially, I mean, I see them winning the televote. There is one other country that I could see winning the televote, but I think let's just say I prefer this one to Sweden to win the televote. I think out of the two, but yeah,
for people who are voting based on songs, I think Sweden will win the televote.
Yes, I agree there. Like Croatia did last year, I think. When it comes down to you're looking at the jury, I think we've discussed with other songs. There is a lot of potential jury bait songs in this semi-final. In this final. It wouldn't matter if there's jury bait songs in the semi-final. They can't vote in the semis. But here's the thing. The jury could go one of two ways. It always could. Either one of them just soars the jury, like we see with Nemo and Loreen in the last couple of years, or we get loads that do well in the jury. You know, you're looking at the fact that Switzerland could do well with the jury, Austria could do well with the jury, France could do well with the jury. If they all do well, all of a sudden Sweden gets pushed down into at least fourth. You know, whatever scenario you look at, Kalia got fourth, wasn't enough. Baby Lasagna got third with the jury, was not enough. Various scenarios can mean Sweden don't win. I'm leaning more towards they will do enough, but
I
Tommy?
have a question. Did we know the last 2 years that both Florine and Nemo were going to soar in the jury? Or did we think there were other jury favourites?
So,
Because this year I feel like we have many jury favourites,
Yeah.
but I don't know if it was like that also.
so I'd say Loreen, we were fairly confident was
Yeah.
going to win the jury back in 2023.
Yeah.
2024, I think, was a bit more open because
Yeah.
people were like, "Oh, Slamen could do well,"
Yeah.
and well, Nemo obviously.
Yeah.
We did have various more options, I think, in 2024 that have eluded me. There definitely were more than those two, though. So yeah, it's interesting. I think that's the only factor. Once we see the jury score, I think we will know
Yeah.
if Sweden has potentially won, like we did with Melfest.
Yeah.
I think once we knew Kai was in touch of Mons in first place, we were fairly confident that would be the
Yeah.
case. So, would you say,
So who needs to be first in the jury to kind of win
as in
overall?
as in the jury winner to win? If that makes sense.
Yeah, for them to stay at the top.
For them to stay at the top, I think you're looking at France potentially or an Austria. I think it depends on the margin, really, because Austria could be first by like 10 points, and I'm not sure that would be necessarily enough. It depends on the gap between them and Sweden. Like, as an
It's all about the gaps.
It's all about the gap.
Yeah.
Looking at two Brits here who have recently experienced jury success. We were always looking at the gap between us and Ukraine. I mean, definitely was not enough. Definitely, it wasn't even close. It's all about the gaps. It's not necessarily the positions at the end of the day. And yeah, that's, I say, maybe the case with the odds as well. Not
Yeah.
necessarily the positions, more about the gaps. Anyway, that's our thoughts on the odds, on the top 5 in the odds. But what do you think about the top 5 in the odds? Do you think they will be the top 5 at Eurovision? And do you see them being accurate in their positions? Let me and Jess and Tommy know down in the comments below. And make sure to like this video and subscribe to Eurovox if you haven't. And we will see you guys for way more Eurovox content, Eurovision content in the next couple of days. Take care, guys.
Bye.